Case study Magadha and Vajji. Magadha, a monarchical Mahajanapada. The monarchical Mahajanapada of Magadha corresponds to present day Bihar. So, the monarchical Mahajanapada is present at a Bihar, especially at a present day Bihar. It enjoyed many natural advantages. Located at the confluence of the river Ganga and Son, water was available for drinking, cultivation, and transport. So, as the Magadha was located at near the river Ganga and Son, so the water was available at a very huge amount, and it helps in drinking, cultivation, and to transport. The Gangetic Plains, one of the most fertile areas in the world, supported the cultivation of a variety of crops. So we already know that the Ganga region is one of the most fertile areas in the world, and thus it helps in cultivating or cultivation of a various type of crops. The alluvium soil of the Gangetic Plains had large deposit of iron ore that was used for making agricultural implement and weapons of war. So the alluvium soil which is present in the Gangetic Plains, it has a huge amount of iron ore present in it. So with the help of this iron ore, different types of agricultural implements and weapons of war were made. It also had dense forest that provided wood and elephants that proved to be invaluable means of transportation and animal for fighting wars during Magadha expansion. So, especially these region had a very dense forest. Thus, it provided a huge amount of wood, and even elephant were uh, used as a medium in order to transport, or you can say in order to transport the items from one place to another, and even animals were there who were used during the war, okay, in order to fight against the enemy. Magadha also had profitable trading network with other region. Lastly, it had strong rulers such as Bimbisara and Ajatasattu of Haryanka dynasty. So during Magad is you can say an important area, or you can say an important medium through which various type of trading networks were made with other places also, and the stronger rulers were the Bimbisara and Ajatasattu, which belong from the Haryanka dynasty. Magadha's power continued to expand under the Sisunaga and the Nanda families. So the Magadhas tried to expand his power during the Sisunaga and the Nanda families, so much so that when Alexander wanted to go east of the river Indus, people warned him of the massive army of the Nandas. So the Nandas were very powerful, and one such example is that when Alexander he was trying to capture the Magadha, the soldiers and the people, they informed that the armies of the Nanda is very strong and very huge, and we cannot defeat it. Their army had many elephants, chariot, and foot soldiers. Although the Nandas 361 to 321 BCE controlled the entire Gangetic Plains from their capital at Patliputra, they were cruel and tyrannical and thus unpopular. So, though the Nandas were very strong and their capital was Patliputra, and they used to capture the whole or to control the whole entire Gangetic Plains, but they were very cruel, and they were very they used to treat in a very ill manner, and thus they were unpopular. So as we shall read later, it was easy for Chandragupta Maurya to overthrow the Nandas and laid the foundation of Mauryan dynasty. So as they were cruel and they were unpopular, so it was easy for the Chandragupta Maurya to overthrow the Nandas, and finally he laid the foundation of Mauryan dynasty. Next is the great kings of Magadha. Bimbisara 544 to 493 BCE. Bimbisara, the first great ruler of Magadha, hailed from the Haryanka family. So the Bimbisara was the first great ruler of Magadha, and he belongs to the Haryanka family. His capital was Giri Raja or Rajgriha. He made Magadha a powerful kingdom by various means. So he made Magadha most powerful by various methods. Just like he married princes of other kingdoms, conquered hostile kingdoms, encouraged trade, improved the means of transport, and used iron for making weapons. So what are the different types of methods through which he made the Magadha most powerful kingdom. He married various princes of other kingdom. He also conquered other kingdoms. He encouraged trade. He improved the transportation system, and he made iron, and he used iron in order to make various weapons. Thus Bimbisara blazed the trail for the rise and expansion of Magadha. Next is Ajatasattu. Bimbisara's son Ajatasattu became king in 493 BCE. He was ambitious and wanted to extend the boundaries of the Magadhan empire. So Ajatasattu was the son of Bimbisara, and he ascended the throne in 493 BCE. He was very ambitious and he wanted to extend the boundaries of the Magadhan Empire. He attacked the ruler of Kosala and Lachavi Ganasanga, even though both rulers were related to him. So, though these two rulers were related to him, but still he attacked him in order to capture their area. The capital of Magadha was Rajgriha, or modern day Rajgir in Bihar. So, the capital is Rajgir. Later on, a new capital in the form of water fort or Jaladurga was built at Patliputra by Ajatasattu's successor. So, at first, the capital was the Rajgir in Bihar, and later on, the Ajatasattu successor, they have built another new capital which is known as Jaladurga, and was built at the Patliputra. Next is the Republic of Vajji. As mentioned earlier, Vajji or Vriji states was a republic. It was a configuration of 8 clans, of whom the Lachavis, Vidhiha, Natrikas and Vajji were the most important. So it is a combination of 8 Gotra, and these 4 are the most important. The Lachavis ruled over the area that was located in the north of the river Ganga in Bihar. So the Lachavis, they have ruled the area especially which are located in the north of the river Ganga in Bihar. Vaishali, modern Pasra in Vaishali district of North Bihar, was the capital and political headquarters of the powerful Vajjian confederacy. So Vaishali was the main capital. The Lachavis, the strongest among the ruling clan of Vajji, were followers of the Buddha. So the Lachavis, they were the strongest among the group of Vajji, okay, and they were the followers of Buddha. They were closely related to marriage to the kings of Magadha. So they were also related to the kings of Magadha. How? By marriage. That means by marrying the princess of the Magadha. The Gana or assembly of the Lachavi had many members, all of whom were called Rajas. These Gana met several times in a year, where important decisions were taken after through discussion by majority. So the Gana or the assembly of Lachavi, they had a very huge amount of member, and they were called, all the members were called Rajas, and these Gana, that is the assembly, met several times in a year so that they can discuss about the any important topic, and they can come to a decision by a majority, that is 2/3 majority. For administrative purpose, there was a smaller body called a council of ministers. So in order to deal with the administrative purpose, a small body was established which is known as council of ministers. It had members called Raja, Aparaja, Senapati and Bandarika. So these are the members of the council of ministers. Women, dasas or slaves, and land-based agricultural labor, that is Karmakaras, were excluded from the Lachavi assembly. So these were the category who were excluded from the Lachavi assembly. The Lachavis were brave and warlike. So the Lachavis people were very brave, and they used to and they were always ready for a war. Ajatasattu, the king of Magadha, dared to fight against them. So Ajatasattu, who was the king of Magadha, he did not dare. He dared to fight against the Lachavis. He failed to defeat them in open warfare, and so he sent his minister Vasakara to secretly weaken the Lachavis by sowing seed of dissension among them. So as we already know, the Lachavis were very strong. So Ajatasattu, in order to defeat the Lachavis, he sent his minister, which is the name of the minister is Vasakara, and his work is to secretly weaken the administration and the army of the Lachavis. But his plan was not completely successful. Though he made an attempt, but he was not successful. Ajatasattu had to fight for about 16 years before the Lachavis could be subdued. So Ajasatru, he fighted for a period of 16 years, but 16 years in order to defeat the Lachavis. But after the this long period, that is of 16 years, he finally defeated the Lachavis. And with this we end the chapter.